Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
Hello there. Welcome to transportation segment of Money Radio, reaching you on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred, your host, and I have with me in the studio an in-house analyst, EGK. It's a pleasure to have you on today's program. Yes, we are back. And on this segment today, we are looking at federal government's plans to unbundle the Nigerian Railway Corporation and the implications. We are also going to look at the proposed idea of unbundling the Nigerian Railway Corporation and what it means for the rail sector, the workers, and country at large. Basically, first and foremost, what does it mean to unbundle?
Yeah, in fact, to unbundle simply means to break down, divide and rule. You know, Nigerian Railway Corporation handles government of railway. That's tracks. They build the tracks, they buy the trains, they operate the trains and everything. So what the federal government is saying is that it shouldn't be that way. We should break it down in such a way that the job will not be too much for the Nigerian Railway Corporation. Two, it will involve the bringing in of private people into the management. For example, if the Nigerian Railway builds a track, we should be able to break it down that an individual can invest, buy train and come and operate it.
Okay, buy train.
Buy train and come and operate. The simple explanation of what we have in the airport. You know, at the airport, Nigerian government owns, and the government owns the airport. The planes are owned by individuals. The government can have its own individual invest, buy planes and operate. Based on the amount of money and everything. The other agency operates as regulatory. So that is what they are trying to do. They want to break it down. They don't want a situation whereby the NRC will be everything. If you follow that story bit by bit, you understand what the minister was trying to say. And I must say, it didn't start with this current minister. It actually started with former minister. Yes, she was the one that actually tried to. It didn't even start with him. It was just the one that pushed it to a point, saying that we need to break this thing down. And he actually implemented it. It started with ensuring that the sale of tickets for the Abuja track is done by an independent body, other than NRC. Now, in Lagos, NRC is still selling tickets and operating the train and everything. In Abuja Kaduna track, we have a company that handles the ticketing, and NRC does the remaining. So I think the process has started. It's not a full implementation, but it has started because that's also unbundled. We have removed the sale of tickets from the NRC.
So at the end of the day, now where you just broke it down into a simpler form, does it mean that they are going to make it and create open access for investors?
Yes, of course, of course. This sale of ticket that we're talking about, the people that won the contract actually paid 900 million naira for that. They won it for 10 years. The contract was signed for 10 years, and they paid 900 million from the government. And they took over, they installed the equipment, they created the website where you go and buy the ticket, and they operate it. At the end of the day, they balance up with the NRC. But they operate that aspect. NRC has nothing to do with sale of tickets. You can't call somebody in NRC now, give me a ticket or anything. No. The private organization at home. They have their staff, they pay them on their own. They do everything, but they work, all of them work inside a place, just like we are there.
So what is the implication for Nigeria, for Nigerians and every other person involved?
The typical implication is that more money will come into the government. At least I told you about this ticketing aspect now that we have now. If the Nigerian government goes further to say, okay, the trains, we want to give it out to private investors. Of course, the investor is going to use this one to you have to pay for it, and you will buy more. You understand? Because if you're coming to take over the train and the management of the train, you do evaluation of the current prices. You pay government, and you now take over. You maintain it, you run it, you do everything. That is another aspect. Another major problem, which is also an important aspect of it, is that some workers will lose their job. That is why I think it's going to be a very difficult thing to implement. The airport zone has not been fully implemented. Even as we are now, we have not fully implemented. There are some aspects that government still owns asset and all these things. Asset, having security, is still being managed by government. All these things should be in private organizations. But what the workers are saying in the railway, just like at the airport, is that if you give out the trains, for example, all the people working inside the train will most likely lose their job. Because if I come with my money and I invest and I own the train, I bring it into money, I will employ them. You understand the implication now? And I will handle them the way I want to handle them. Now, the typical example is what is happening now. For the past how many months, the Abuja Canal line has not been working because of the attack. If you have a situation like this,
In the hands of the private
and in the
sector.
private, of course, you know a lot of problems will be there. One,
Will not pay.
they will not be making money and they will not pay the staff. And they will even sack a lot of them. You know, Nigerian system now, before you know, they will just have them and say, don't worry, people. There, when we start work, we will employ you. We make sure that they are not owing you. And these are not good for the economy, for the individuals and for everybody. So that is why I said it's going to meet a lot of hiccups if it's been fully implemented. It's not something that can happen now. You need
Yes.
a lot of
You know,
convincing.
we are talking about security issues. The minister did mention that they were looking at short and long-term angle of ensuring security on our railway.
Yeah.
What was he talking about when he meant when he talked
He
about
was
short term?
what he was trying to say is what brought about that topic actually was when journalists were pushing to know when the Abuja Terminal will start, being that nothing is on ground security wise to avoid
Yes,
what
the
happened before.
occurrence of what happened.
So that was when he came up with that. There will be short term, there will be long term plans and all these things. The short term plan, what are the short term plans? They are just good, are just a grammar, economy, pharmacy. Because what we need is something that will fully protect that. Are you telling me now that you'll be patrolling the track? You can't patrol the track. The track pass through the bushes. It's not as if there is a motorable road that you can say you'll be patrolling. Even if there is a motorable road, you can't be there 247.
No.
So whatever they are planning, I think is just another failure. They should have,
Dead on arrival.
yeah, they should have started this thing on time. We had enough time since the attack. They should have started procuring the equipment to install on the thing to have a permanent solution. This short-term, long-term plan will not work.
Also, ADK, sorry to chip it in. The minister did also say that the railway has been running at a loss. How credible is this?
But
That it doesn't generate
railways
so
has
much
always
revenue
been.
as Nigerians thought.
No, they see. Nigeria need to understand the concept of the way. The way is for public service, it's not for pocket
Revenue
making.
generation.
Yes. It's because it's an important way of transportation. Every government has to own it. In fact, I learned that in some part of the world, the railway are free for citizens. The trains are free. Yes, because you can't make the money to construct 1 kilometer. Way to make money to some beneficial to the bread some notion whereby profitable in the next 10
I thought making profit.
pay 1 5. So and I think it costs the only place assuming we have that, you don't even need passenger. Of
Drivers
course,
we have
all
on our
this,
road.
have you tanker drivers?
Yes, we know.
Carry the thing that just Nigerians don't have just trying to build this one. That
Is
was
it
what
not?
okay, we say we can't. That's that and all of them. Bring Kaduna to camp. So it depends. In this thing. Buhari invested in that. Buhari's government invested in that and train tracks. Jonathan, next government, whether Tinubu, Atiku, or P2B, or whatever, may come in and say, no, I want to invest on road, to start building roads. So that is the challenge we have. Assuming we are going part of the country.
Only in Nigerian Railway Corporation. Don't go away, viewers. We are coming.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Money Radio. Discussing the business of making and spending money.
You're welcome back. This is the transportation segment of Morning Radio on Leadership Television. In case you are just tuning in, we've been discussing federal government's plans to unbundle the Nigerian Railway Corporation and the implications. Now, educate. We just went on a break, and you were telling me about the issue at stake. Now, Nigeria wants to unbundle, according to the Minister of Transportation, the Nigerian Railway Corporation. But as you just explained, we don't have railway tracks across the country. So how is it going to bring investors, private investors into the sector?
And another way of looking at it is that if they succeed in getting investors to come and build the tracks, it's also another aspect of it.
Okay.
They can choose to do, since we have Lagos to Ibadan, they can choose to do Ibadan to Ilorin, because that is another track coming down. If you have somebody that will invest money, Lagos to Ibadan costs about $1.6 billion. If you have somebody that will bring 2 billion, 10 billion, and invest to build another one, coming to Ilorin, manage over a period of time, and collect his money back, what happened? There was a guarantee that we'll have somebody that will risk $2 billion to invest.
That's quite huge.
That's quite huge. In a track that you don't know how viable it will be. How many people will be going from Lagos to Ilorin? These are the issues we have to look at. So I think for us to do this proper involvement, the Nigerian government has to set up the train tracks across the country first. If you have it fully functional, just like they are doing with the airports, they build airports everywhere. They now call investors to come, okay, buy your plane and manage and all those things. If you set up tracks completed across connecting the country, you can say, okay, this Abuja to Kaduna, you want to give it to private person to manage fully, buy your train, manage it, pay us also amount, takes also amount, over how many years, give us that. But when you don't have the structure in place, it will be difficult for investors to come. I was telling you when we were doing this, we have Warri to Itakpe. Warri Itakpe to Abuja is in Kogi to Abuja. It's just a short distance. We had a private investors who was interested. Government say come, they have built it and manage it over 20 to 30 years and take your money. And the man went there, he signed the contract actually. When there he saw the amount of money he was going to invest and everything, he ran it.
And what happened to the contract?
Yeah, of course. He has not started anything. The contract, government, he didn't collect government money.
Yeah.
The agreement was that he will bring his money, he will invest. But he has just signed, he has gotten government approval to do the work. But when he saw that, if I do this thing, how much money will I get? What's the guarantee that the next government will not come and say, no, we are not interested in that thing? After he must have started the work. You know, government can do that thing. You start, you'll be halfway, next government will come, they know, we'll pay you back, don't work there again. What's the guarantee? So the man just ran away. And that's it. That's why I say it is important for the government to build the tracks first. Get the track done. The Buhari government idea was to connect this track to each capital of the country. When they reach Mina, when they reach Niger, they will go to Mina. The track will enter Mina. When they reach Sokoto, the track will enter Sokoto. KB, Zamfara, so any capital, any state, you link it to the track.
So where are we exactly?
Yeah, we have not even started now. I'm just telling you, we have only 3 tracks that was built. The 2, actually, that was built. The other, this one has been built since. So it's just there.
Okay.
Then they are building Kaduna Kano, which has not even reached 20%.
Wow. Now, educate. Want to ask this? Train is not just for passengers or human. It's also about haulage.
That's the major
That's
target.
the major target. So,
target.
where is it that Nigeria is not looking at that aspect,
Yeah,
or as usual, there's political will in enforcing it because of the action of maybe Nupeng and or tanker drivers?
Nigeria is looking at it. Nigerians are interested in it. The problem is that train tracks have not reached where it will be very effective carrying goods. This Warri to carry a lot of goods. They carry a lot of goods from Warri. from all those south. They move it to train. Now they have a great challenge. You still need a truck to go to that Itakwe, to carry them from Itakwe to Lokoja or to Abuja or to any other part of the
Because there's no
because the track is not completed. But that even we link that one at least to Abuja, you will see that anything coming from the south will be easily carried to the train and moved to Abuja. Abuja is a big market. From Abuja, you can link it to the whole of the north. But now you stop it at that. You still have a long way to go. So that is why people are not utilizing that fact. I'm telling you today that if we have a fully functioning track linking south to north, west to north, you don't have issues. Tomatoes, all these things, cow, that will be disturbing you on the road, all of them will enter the train and get themselves in the south or in the west, in the east, or in the west, any part of the world. Something from the west, Yoruba now, anything from abroad, from sea and land there, will move straight to the north without any problem, without needing to pass through the road. The east, anything they are producing that is going to north, will move through from the track to the north. You don't have problems. But because the tracks are not there, that is why we are having this. And we need to invest in the track.
So what is the way forward?
The way forward is for successive government. This one has gone. This one has done it with successive government. And it's unfortunate that the former minister was so interested in doing the current one. Some not interested.
And what's his passion?
His passion is in maritime. So he's not interested. As a matter of fact, he's not interested. Let's just stop it at that. He has not shown any interest that he wants this way to be as viable as it used to be.
But perhaps if he could bring it up, because it's obvious that President Muhammadu Buhari wants to leave a lasting legacy before he leaves. Like he had directed, it was here in the studio, he said, he had directed, okay, from our energy focus, the aviation minister to get Nigerian Air working.
Before this?
Yes, before December. So what stopped him too from also doing the same thing in terms of the way?
He can't direct because there is no fund. You can't just tell the minister, I want Abuja Kaduna can be completed before there's no money. Let's understand that. That's one of our greatest challenges. Even if the minister wants that thing to work today, we can't work. They had agreement with China loans. You know the loans come from China. 85% of the money was supposed to come from China. Nigeria will provide 15%. Nigeria is using the 50% to do the small project they are doing. This Kaduna plan. The 85%, China said no. They don't understand it. They don't have money. That's the example we excuse it. But everybody knows that.
Is it that they are not satisfied with what?
No, when you're going into election, everybody becomes scared because nobody knows where we are. So I think what the China people are doing is that they are observed maybe after the election and the government in power is interested in continuing with this project. They can start giving it to us. But for now, they're holding back. They are observing, they say they don't have money. They are giving you some. Let us wait. So that is where we are. They need money. That's just the sum. Even if anybody is interested, you need to invest. You need money to invest. And it's not small. Anything raised $1 billion, 1 billion, 1.5, 2 billion, anyone you're talking about. As a matter of fact, there was a time that the federal government did an assessment of what it would cost to link the rail all over Nigeria.
And it was in Lagos.
Yes. I said they needed about $11
billion.
Yes. $11 billion. It's not too, no. It wasn't even $11 billion. $11 billion was, it wasn't $11 billion because at the point they now say 33 billion. That was another discussion when they said 33 billion. To link the rail to all parts of the country and the capital. You ask me how they will get 33 billion. It's a big deal.
But okay, talking about linking of railway, I thought there was report then that Nigeria also linked to Madi.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a great track. In fact, it's even this canoe track. But the idea was to go to Niger.
Yes.
mad.
Mad.
Now they were arguing, the argument then was that they want to move him to Starbucks,
Was it done or was it not done?
it can't be done, there's no money. It just ended in media. Though they are claiming that they are doing it, but nothing is happening. But the approval was given. There's a company that won it. It's also a PPP arrangement. Somebody was supposed to come and invest in another state. The country actually. The company from Portugal won it. But at the end of the day, I think they saw the whole argument and they decided to go back. That project is not going on.
Okay, so
They've
in
done a little
in
bit
any
of
sense,
it.
because you mentioned earlier on that it was started up by previous administration, so no new way track was done under this present administration.
No, Lagos Ibadan was done this. It was started and concluded. Abuja Kaduna was started, I think, during Obasanjo's rule, when Jonathan did about 95% of Buhari completed. Then this Warri Tagbe was done about that something years ago, but they abandoned it. So what Amechi and Buhari government did was to rehabilitate it, clean it up, and put the team on it. So
Why is Nigeria's successive government and not interested in
I think
transportation?
they are just backward. There is no explanation. Because everybody believes that. The worst part is that when they go to abroad, they use it.
Yes.
They enjoy it. They know the importance. But when they come back here, they decide not to do it. Let me tell you, before now, this thing that we're talking about, $11 billion, that's $3 billion, it's something that 3 to 5 billion would have fixed.
Yes.
And we had the money, we had the oil money. We had a lot of money that we didn't know what to do with it. Just like every other thing in Nigeria. So the government is going to abandon it. They just decided to overlook it and decided to invest in it. Well, you go to the what about the road? What about the power? Everything is just messed up.
Isn't that there is no? I'm looking at it that maybe a cabal too also involved, because you see a situation whereby if really the railway were working, talking about haulage, and some a group or an association would be disenfranchised, could it be as a result of that? Because there's no political will.
It's possible because anything is possible in Nigeria. But why I don't really see that? You see, there's something about the government. By the time you as a country decide that okay, we are leaving the roads, we're going to be doing roads for people who are starving. Anything knowledge, we're focusing on this. What this Nopeng and everybody will do is simply to invest in that. They have the money.
I think they'll be cut off.
No, they will not be cut off. They have the money. They have a lot of money for running this stuff.
Yes.
They will just invest. They will not be buying it.
True.
You understand? They will invest in that business.
Yes. And move along people then
Yes. So it's all about the country being serious. If you're serious and your citizens say, okay, this is where you're driving at, what they will do is that, okay, we are doing here, they are leaving this side, they are moving to this side. They will go and invest. Now, the time when, in fact,
because there's so much damage has been so much it has been done with you hear of oil tankers going into flame, falling, killing so many people in the process. I mean, this can be taken care of. This can be prevented with modern day transportation.
People who are using land by at the end of the day, most of them invested in them. People who were doing other business, they saw that okay, this thing is bringing money. A lot of them went into the business. So that is the thing. If the country is serious and the citizens say, okay, this is where we are driving at, they will not part. They will move to the other part. It's a very simple thing. So it's all about the leadership.
Okay. So before we go, they are signaling us that time is up. So what is the way forward? I asked you before, and now I'm asking you again. What is the way forward?
Let the government be serious about it. If they want to actualize this through connection all over the country, making it viable, to bring in an unbundle and do all those things, they need to connect the twin lines first. Around the country, it is okay. They can now call in investors. We need you to buy the game and come and manage for some years. Investors will come. They can now call in another person. We need you to come and manage the ticket. They will come. But But when they come and I see that there's nothing on ground, and you want me to bring money and start building for you as a country, that I'm not sure of, that will not come. So we need strong way government that is serious. Put the facilities in place and let's start. Just like what they are doing in Nigeria. The government is ensuring that everything is on ground. Investors will just come in again and start off. But they're handling every policies, the offices, everything first. You have to put something in front of people to invest.
Well, viewers, this is where we come to the end of today's transportation segment on Money Radio. Next week is another day. Education is being fed on the program. Thank you for having me next same time next week on the program. And my name is Winnie Frederick. See you. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.